What's up? Bright and sunny out. Gee, it's bright and sunny out. And so it's going to stay. This is what I'm going to work on. See, there's a hole right here. It's actually going to get bigger because I'm going to take that out because that's just a hodgepodge thing. And hopefully I can take that out and mod it. It really needs to be lower. And I actually think I can make it two shelves to get twice as much room. And I need to put something in here. And this is brand new. I just put it in this morning. This is a new rack to hold some new batteries. My brother acquired some um, other bigger, or whatever they are, 3.5 amp batteries. They go to Milwaukee. And come to find out, they don't fit in my old holder. So I designed a new holder, which I like a lot better. Um, so I'm printing, and I did some more mods because they hold three. And I redesigned it to hold three, two, or one. So I'm printing a two because I'm going to replace this three with a two because I can actually take one of those batteries out and put it in a tool, um, which I normally do. So I'll put a two rack there instead of the three, and it'll be a little wider, and I can actually put the two larger batteries there, and then three smaller batteries, whatever. It'll all work. I'll have more room for batteries. But I need to make something because this is all hodgepodgey. These two right here, and actually this too, I don't really like this. For one, it's just dangerous. But this thing's got to go. This was an old original idea, which is why I like to use scraps. And I just put holes in it so you can put the, but it just doesn't. I don't like the holes thing. I like this much better, where it actually has all the tools here and that right there on the flat. I am thinking of, instead of doing it flat on the wall, of doing it like if this is my board up against the wall here, going like this, and then having the tools hang this way. And that way, instead of taking up a big lot of space, I can have one here and one in here, and basically even go this away with it and have them all and take up less wall space. I think. I don't know if it actually does. Because by the time you put them together, yeah, I guess it does. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, which is what we're doing today. We're gonna figure that part out. And I really want to reuse this cleat. I'm running out of 3/4 inch plywood, and this is really good plywood. This is the old fashioned what you used to get here in the States. This is not Baltic birch, this is just pine, but it's a higher, they're thinner layers with more layers. So yeah, we'll see. I'm wondering if I can just knock that off. It does have it's got pin nails in it. I don't know, can you see the little pin nails? Sort of, you can. They're just like little wire though. I think if I put a crappy blade on one of my saws, I could just buzz it off and it won't hurt anything. Maybe even just do it on the bandsaw or the jigsaw. Mm. Or I could probably just pry them off, but I think it's gonna fucking, pardon my French, I think it's gonna delaminate it. But yeah, this is kind of useless. I would like to save this piece of plywood too if I could. Swing shadow. But for now, it can go in and save me for a later pile, and I will use this right here. But I'm still not really sure how I want to do it. Something along these lines. But I want to get all of these tools on here somehow or another. And I have even more. Do I? Yeah, I do somewhere. Oh, these, which I want to get on there. And just hang it on the wall, all nice and neat. And I think I need to go a little bit wider than the sheet, but not much. I can almost do it just like that. And be done with it. Will that work? Just like that. Is that good enough? I almost want to get nutty and shoot a picture of this and then take it up in Fusion and then use the CNC with like a piece of 3/4. Just knock them out to actually fit each tool. That would be freaking cool. But I don't see it happening. I'm thinking I'm just going to put screws in the piece of plywood, put a cleat on it, and I'm done. As you can see with most of my stuff, it's functional. It's not pretty. I mean, it's okay. Some of them are getting nicer as I get better ideas of what I want to do. I'm using better quality scraps. I mean, I'm doing them all out of scraps, but I'm using better quality scraps to get it done. So there and there, and nobody's here. It is Monday, and it's noon. So a lot of people are probably, real life and working and all that good crap. I think I want to go a little bit wider than this though. And I have another piece there, but it's kind of nicer. I have a bigger piece over here. I gotta get a little more organized. Ooh, this is shorter. That I can make a piece out of. That I can make a piece out of. This is a piece of pine. I got some. I'm gonna poke somebody. I got some real crappy 1/2 inch that's all painted. I got to go through all this too. I got a lot of junk over here. I need to get rid of. All right. I have a cleat right here. I'm gonna have a little fatter piece, but I don't think it's as long. It's not. But I have a cleat all made, which is about perfect. I'm actually thinking I might have 2 pieces and go double width. I'm gonna just not crap on the floor because I just don't have the room. I can, put 2 side by side and make it wider. I have more here, which is the same as this, so it would look a little better. Just stitch those together. Well, if I put this right here, let's go right. Let's just go right over here. And then I take this and I put it there. That's almost perfect height to keep clear of all this stuff. It could be just a hair shorter. When I put all the tools up there, and I make this just a little shorter, I can put a shelf in there, and I can still get to the batteries, and have another little shelf for knicky-knack stuff, which I'm finding is more important than anything. I have a lot of little knicky-knack stuff, like a lot. I need more holders for screwdrivers. I should just drill holes. The problem with these screwdrivers is they're actually what I think I need to do is drill a hole and have something here to hold it up so it can't drop all the way down because that's too long and I stab myself on it. Hum. Ho, hum. Humdy ho. Just a little bit shorter. Just a little bit. Just a little bit shorter. And that matches that. Not that that matters. Because that's going to go away soon. because it's unsafe having these sharp edges here sticking out at me and cutting my hand, which I haven't done yet, but I can see myself doing it. I think that's what I'm gonna do. So, do I still have juice over there? I do. If I cut it in about this long, that's it. That's no good. I'm gonna have to do it twice. No. Yes. Just the hair shorter. So let's put this right down the middle. I can make a double plate out of it. Then I have this little piece here I can make a shelf out of. So let's cut this. It's going to get loud if anyone's actually here. Make sure they're the same. So a little bit shorter and cut it the shorter one. Good enough. And there we go. There's those two. We put them together this way. And that'll be that. Then I can hang all the little tools on it in all kinds of ways and shapes and forms. All the different types of pliers. I was thinking about reversing some here and there, but I just don't think I'm gonna. I can stagger them so the handles don't collide. Is there anything else I want to put on there? Kind of. I can put side outriggers that I can do like I did on this, which you probably can't see. On this, I have pliers on the sides. So I may do the same thing by putting a block here, which means I can put a shelf here, move that all up, and then I have a little bit of a junk shelf for knicky-knack stuff. And it holds pliers. But you know what? Then it's in the way of taking the pliers off and everything. I think what I'm going to do is just attach this and leave it. I think this is just going to be the way it is. That will be that. And how long is this? Almost exactly the right length. Don't go too long, but normally I would cut it and just put two little cleats, which I still might do. I really want to save this because this is nice plywood, and it's already made into a cleat, and this doesn't weigh much. So I think what I'm going to do is make two little cleats out of it, so I save all this big cleat stuff. I'll take a piece of this, fill it in between to soak up the seam, hold the seam together, because I'm not going to bother doing a major like, biscuit joining or anything. So yeah, I think that's what I'm doing here. I can use a piece of whatever to cross the seam here, 3/4. I'm sure I got some scrappy 3/4. So if I cut two little pieces, about this long, go a little longer. Making the same-ish. You don't have to be exactly, but you know, same-ish. Then, here we go, perfect. I got a little piece of 3/4 scrap right here I can put on the bottom. It has a spacer re thing, or on either side. Yeah, Let's do that. And not use the cleat for everything. I think we need to have something holding that. That looks dangerous. Not that you guys can see it, but it looks dangerous. That looks like it's going to cut my damn finger off. So let's use a piece of scrap to hold it in place. That way, if it's sucked in, which you didn't do, because I'm good, if it had sucked in, I would not be chopping my fingers off. What is up, Matt? So yeah, and this is actually the front. So I want to flip these over. That actually looks kind of pretty, but I'd rather have the white. And it's all frayed and crappy. So that goes there. That goes there. That goes there. That goes there. And I got to put some kind of strap down the middle to hold it all together. And give it a little stand in. Do I have anything that small already? I have a rotten piece-y kind of maple-y thing right here, which would probably work just peachy. Let's see. I can go up to a certain point where the cleat hits, and I can go down a certain point because it's thinner than that. As long as I don't go below this, right? Yeah. So I can go strip here, like so. As long as I'm above that 45, it won't matter. I have to hold the top together. So I guess I need to rip this on the table saw. And then cut it on the choppity box. Not that you guys can see anything I'm doing here. I suppose I can move the computer around so you can, but you can't. Let's make noise, actually. Yeah, no, let's just rip that right there. It's still not cutting right. I'm getting better, but it's still not right. So if I go right there, actually I can just cut it in half. How big is it? It is 10 1/4. So if I go 5 1/16, that'll take an inch, and it'll be 5 1/16, or an eighth of an inch, because the blade's an eighth of an inch. I'll have 5 1/16 on either end, or thereabouts. And they should be darn close. They're about a 30 seconds off. So if that goes in there, it bridges the seam. And this can go up here and bridge the seam. And it won't matter. This is up where the cleat is, but the cleat's actually going to be down here because this sits higher. And that should work. All right, let's fire up the baby compressor, get out some glue, some sandpaper. It's going to get noisy. I have to re-drain the compressor. It's all full of water. Let's do a little sanding. That's going to get noisy too. Little noise. Lots of noise. The other one. So how's life, Matt? Can you hear anything with all the noise? Pressure should be kicking off any minute. It's a tiny little compressor. So, yeah, it takes a little while. But it's much quieter than most compressors, even though it's still loud. Much quieter than my big fast one. I have a much bigger one that's much faster. I know. A lot of glue right here. I know you probably can't see it because the light from the sander's in the way. Reaching everything out. Never really got that concerned about this. Too bad this has got all the bug stuff in it because this is a nice hard maple, local hard maple. Anyway, it is what it is. So this is going to go there, and this is going to go there. That's going to go there. That's going to go there. That's going to go there, and that's going to go there. And that will tie these things together. So let's get some glue and some wax paper to protect my, how much glue's in the little baby glue? Little baby glue looks like it's got glue in it. Let's try the Goobot, baby Goobot, and glue this thing up. But I need wax paper. What did I do with the wax paper? It's over here. Because I put wax paper down so I don't glue stuff to the table. Because that sucks when you glue stuff, to the table. Get all this other stuff out of the way. And give myself some room to work. Again, I'm not worried about it as being like ultra perfect or anything. This will be the back. This will be the back. It will attach like so. Trying to get the best seam, but they all suck. That's all right. It's not like a finished piece of furniture. It's just a little tool holder on my French cleat wall. That goes there. And then these go on here. And then this one goes on here. And then this one goes on here. And then this one goes on here. I got almost enough glue on my finger left over from smearing it around. I'm not even using the brush. A little more. That goes on there. And then this goes on here. And now I'm going to have to change nails because they're going to be too long for that. In this corner. And this can go in this corner like so that neatness is showing. And I'm burying the dirtiest part. So that goes on there like so. And where's the gun? The gun has 1 inch in there, correct? Yep, just a few. Which is perfect for the 2 3/4 parts. But I'm going to need 1/2 inch for these smaller parts. So let's get these bigger, thicker parts on here first. Get them all kind of lined up with the edges. It don't need to be perfect, but I get to at least neat. Now, I need to switch to a smaller nail because these will shoot right through that other one. And I believe that's a 1/2 inch. All right, yeah, which hopefully is long enough. Oh, that's perfect. All these do really is tack it until the glue holds. These things are really cool. I don't know if you've ever seen pin nails. What's up, Vince? How is life? I love pin nails. Everyone, it's like if you look on YouTube, they think it's like the latest, greatest thing. These pin nails, they've been around for quite a while. Actually, they were new to me back in like early 2000, 90s, 2000. I'm gonna just give this a squeeze together. Give it a little bit of a toe so it pins it. A little bit of a squeeze together. Of course, my hand's in the way. These are probably just going through that, so I want to make sure they're holding. Then we can shoot a whole bunch of 1/2 inch right down through this side into everything. There we go. Tool holder. All made. Look at that, huh? Oh, wait, you can't see it. There you go. There you can see it. That'll be just peachy. just the way it is. That will be peachy. Didn't even use the frickin' glue brush. I moved down here. Glue brush used to be up here somewhere. So let's make this hold tools. Now that I got it all made up, let's lay out some tools on it. I don't know if I want to do this or that. What am I missing? I guess that works. I guess that works. I don't know. Not quite sure. Not quite sure what I want to do here with this whole menagerie. So I think I'll drink a little ice water. Ice water. I really like this freaking cup. These were like stupid cheap at Walmart one year. They're normally like, I don't know, 15 or 20 bucks for all these aluminum insulated, screw top strawy mugs. They're on sale. I got a bunch of them actually. Um, but I love this color. I got some big, like 20-ounce ones too. This is like a 12 or 14 ounce. I think it's 14. What does it say? I don't know, I can't read it. Yep, 14 ounce. Which is almost too small, but perfect for out here. But I got some like 20 or 22-ounce ones too that I really, really like. I just don't bring them out here because they're tall and tippy. But these I got at Walmart, and then the tall ones I got on Amazon. They were like a month apart. These were on sale at Walmart for like $5, I think. And if you bought three or more, you got an extra. They're on sale for like $5. Buy three, get one free, or something. It was ridiculously cheap. It ended up being like $3 a piece. And then the same brand. I was looking for the same brand because I actually kind of like it and I like this color. I got a super bright alien lime greeny one too, and a couple others. I actually bought them for my father when he was ill, but and then I kept them. The tall ones I got on Amazon because like a month later I just happened to be looking and they were on sale for the big ones for like $8 for the tall ones. So I was like, oh, okay, and they're really good, really, really good. I might put a little shelf on this, even if it's tiny, because then I can put tiny things on it, which I have quite a bit of. I don't need a place to hang the chalk lines, which they should really be over here under the bench, because that's where I use them. It's over here. I actually use them over on the other side of the building, so the shop here. So they really need to be way over there, which is actually not a bad idea. I might build a small rack over there somewhere just to put some tools I know I use over there. Because really the skill saw, my little cordless skill saw, gets used over there behind you. Is that away more than anywhere? So it's a lot of walking back and forth. So it's almost worth building a very small French cleat wall over there, although I got almost no room over here, just to hold those few tools that really only get used over there. Because in all reality, I'd like all that stuff on this bench, because then I'm not walking all the way over to the wall, but it ain't going to happen. I might move the Milwaukee Tools cordless onto this bench at some point, because I already put pencils and tape measures and knives here, but I might move those to one end or the other, so they're like right here. I just reach and I grab them. Let me think about that one. I'd like to move all those shelves too. All those shelves way up here. I'd actually like to lower them, going down this way. All the ones up here. Just like they're like 2 inches too high for me to easily grab. Not really sure with this tool holder yet what I want to do. Do I want to put a little shelf on the bottom? Shelf blocking your view. I can always add that if I want. For now, I need to find a way to just hang these. And I could do like I did here, right there. My squares, I have little 3D printed holders, which I might. You know, the more I think about it, maybe I will. Maybe I'll make some TPU holders for the wrenches and stuff. Because actually, if you look right there, right there, that's my scribe thing. And it's actually a TPU holder in it. You kind of press it in. It's like a perfect fit to the blade. So the blade's never like out exposed, so you can't cut on it because it's extremely sharp. It's like knife sharp, and but it holds it really well. This thing's actually really cool. I did a good job designing this because you just grab it and it pops out, but then you just kind of set the point and snap it back in, and it holds it there. And it's really cool, and it holds it really well. But both the squares have little TPU like clippy, snappy in things too. All of that. So maybe I will make these little clippy ins. Just sounds like a lot of work. And I'm just not in that mood right now. I am 3D printing more of these battery holders. This one's getting replaced, but it's too small. It's not wide enough to hold these batteries. So yeah, it's getting replaced because it's too small, too narrow. It worked fine for the 2 amp, but just anything above the 2 or 2.5, I think, is when they go to the square bodies that won't hold it. Won't hold it no more. All the hooks are 3D printed. Battery holders are all 3D printed. I could just 3D print it, but I don't think I'm gonna, because I just don't want to. I think for now I'm just gonna put a fucking nail in there. Pardon my French. Put a screw in each one of these, and they just hook on, and that's that. For now, I may come along and 3D print something at a later date, which I think I will. The more I think about it, I kind of like the idea of. I think I can make a 3D printed TPU bar about that long. It has a little V groove here and a little angle, like right around here somewhere. So it kind of holds it. You can't see what I'm doing. Kind of holds it like that. We'll see. But for now, I think I'm just going to put a single screw in each spot for each tool, and it'll be done for now. Why is one of these longer than the other? Just noticed that. One handle of this is longer than the other. I've never seen that before. Never noticed it before. Makes sense, actually, because the way you grip it. I mean, these are stupid cheapos. But you know what? They work just fine. When I need them, they work. And I don't need them often. That's why I'm almost thinking of putting them way up top by the mallets, because I don't use them that often. That's actually not a bad idea. If I put them way up there, can I reach them easily and get them down? Yep. And then I can actually build a shelf below them that makes some of this stuff up there on that shelf that I constantly want and can't reach. That shelf is literally just like an inch too tall for me to grab stuff. Anyway, we'll figure that out in a minute. That's the key to a French wall cleat system, is you can just move the crap around anywhere you want. So what do I have for trim screws? 1 5/8. That sounds perfect. We got a drill bit in here. That's probably too big. And you're going to need an impact with a T10 driver. And we're just going to go on. Is that too big of a drill bit? I think that's just barely, though. No, not really. I wish I had shorter screws. I don't know. Not trim anyway. Oh, you know what? I might have some really short stainless ones. They're square head. Stainless square drive. Those aren't trim. I think I do have some stainless trim. Or did I use them all? I might have used them all. I have some stainless big ones. I have some big ones. I have all kinds of big ones. I have some pocket hole screws I've never used in my life. They're an 1.5 inches. I don't know why I ever had these. You know what? Maybe I'll use these. Square drive. Because I don't have a pocket hole jig. I have a feeling my father bought one of them little plastic ones. And played with it. But I don't know what he ever did with it. But we're going to use them for this. Plus they got the little wide head on them. So they'll be good for like holding tools in place. So let's go around and do a test. See how it works. Well, I think that'll work just fine. The problem with doing the screw in the middle here is it allows them to open up. Which I really don't like, but oh well. We'll see how it goes. If I don't like it, I can move it. This is all just scrap material. Oh, this is kind of a nice piece of scrap plywood. What is up, tripod? How's life? How's your garage going? I'm French cleating, which is basically the same thing you're doing. Just mine's homemade crap. And yours is fancy aluminum, fancy stuff. And mine's just made of scrap, whatever I have laying around the garage. But I think this will work. One less cluster of tools. Man, I got a screw sticking through the back somewhere. Probably everywhere, because those are way too long. But I have a fix for that, too. Yeah, screws sticking all through the back. But I could fix that with this simple grinder tool thing. All right, it's going to get, not only is it going to get loud, guys, but it's going to get sparky. You ready for some sparks? Fire! Fire! I'm going to start a fire. They were shooting right at my freaking garbage can, which is full of paper. A little warm on the belly. Being left-handed with a grinder that rotates clockwise kind of sucks. I really wish they'd make a left-handed grinder that rotates counterclockwise. But it works. And now they won't catch on the wall. And the little French cleaty thing will hold the little freaking tools up on the French cleaty wall. And then I'm happy. kind of overlap each other and everything. But you know what? It still works. Works just fine. Look at that. See, now they work just fine. They're all up here, right here. Much better than before. Not perfect, but better than before. And I do think I'm gonna 3D print a proper like little clippy thing to hold them, so they don't open up and spread out like they are. But you know what? It works. What is up, Jerry? How is life? So, one down. I think the next one is this pile right here where the plane is, and there's a bottle on here, and it's just a mismatch of crap. It's just a mismatch of crap. But I think I'm going to keep that shelf and just move it up to this hole because I believe it matches that shelf height. And then I can put more stuff up there. Get the plane off there. See, that's why I don't like that. These need a better place to sit. Crappy gloves. If I bring this up here, that sort of matches that height. And I can put another bottle up there. And actually, I can put these crappy gloves up there too. And then I have more space. Now I got even more space where I can build a proper thing for my father's old beat up poor little Stanley plane. This thing is an antique. I believe it actually works pretty well. I was using it the other day, but it needs a bath. I believe this was my grandfather's. It was purchased in the 20s or 30s because it has a real wooden handle that's all cracked. Where, like, mid 60s, we started going to a black plastic handle, if I remember correctly. Don't quote me on that, but it works pretty well for an old ass beat up plane that's never really been cared for. But I think I'm gonna take it apart one of these days soon and rebuild it. I gotta make a new handle. The only reason I haven't taken it apart and cleaned it yet is I literally have to make a new handle. The handle's cracked right here. In a minute I take it apart, it's gonna be all done. So I'm not taking it apart until I'm ready to make a new handle. And I really like this handle. It's a little short, but the plane's short. My finger hits up here, and I have to. I mean, you're supposed to go like this anyway. You're supposed to hold it with your pinky and just work with it. But that's really uncomfortable to me. But I can do this. The handle itself is a pretty decent handle. And that's definitely metal and, wood. Not the plasticky one. So I want to replace it with wood. Which means I got to get all carvy and fancy and all that crap. So I got more room up there. Cleat walls are awesome. I have that whole section right, finger right there, filling with stuff. And actually, I do think I'm gonna come on right there. Chisels. The chisels are gonna get fixed. They're gonna get better positioned because they're dangerous the way they are. Danger mouse. And I really don't use chisels that much anymore. Those are my super cheapo chisels. I have a nice set of chisels that are in a box. I shouldn't say nice. I mean, they're nice. Those are my construction grade chisels. Those are called whacking pliers or pryers for prying. They were used more for cutting nails and prying things apart than they were used more as a flat bar than chisels over the years. Those are my Stanleys and Craftsmans, and I actually like the Craftsmans a lot. They're just a pain to sharpen because no sharpening jig will hold them proper because they're weird shape. So they just slide out of the sharpening jig. Let's see, what else can I make? What do I want to put in that hole besides the plane? I could just put another big shelf for now, but nicer and hold more stuff. And put something that'll hold these. Although I can kind of just dangle these off the side of the. Maybe that's what I'll do with these. I'll just dangle them off the side of the. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Where the clamp is right here, I'm just going to put some screws into that bracket to hold my chalk line. Let's do that. Let's do that right now. In fact, I'll use these screws again. That's 3/4 inch, so I don't have to worry about going through it. I don't have to go as deep, and if I do, I can just grind it off again. Pop through. Right around there. Right around there. Oop, going out the plywood. That's all right. It's just plywood. I think I'll leave that. They don't need to be like super strong. They're just holding the chalk line. Just holding the chalk line. Make sure the chalk line's locked. But I do that anyways. That's like freaking perfect. Where'd the other one go? I got 3 of them, 4 of them around here. I actually got about 10 chalk lines, believe it or not. I have a red one and a blue one and a purple one and a green one and an orange one and an ink one and a black ink one. And I had all kinds of chalk lines back in the day, depending on what you were working on. But that'll work. One less issue. A little more organized. What do you think of that? I like it personally. I actually like it a lot. Because they're kind of out of the way because I don't really use them anymore. I'm not doing rough framey, construction-y stuff anymore. Is my mic not working? Is it still working? Is it working or not working? Working? Yes? Is anyone there? Is there anybody out there? Just not if you can hear me. Is there anyone at home? I swear I just heard a big truck coming the driveway, but I guess not. It's just out on the road, freaking half a mile away. And I can still hear him. Tanner! Didn't even know you were here, buddy. It's not auto kicking down. I thought these headphones had like a auto, like sensory kickdowny thing. Like you'd hear it for a split second and then it would stop. What else can I put in my tool wall, man? What else do I need in my tool wall? Have you set up the stream yet, Tanner? You need to stream, man. You need to like model crap. Hang out. And have fun. We need some Tanner action. Tape measures need to be modified and everything here, but they're working, so screw it. What else? What else do I need to move around up there? Kind of need to get rid of that gun holding thing. It was a great idea, just not really working well. I made little holders for my air tools. I don't know if you can see them. They're actually TPUs right here. And you kind of squeeze them and they let go, but they don't work so well. The TPUs do. If I make it, it's too tight where you have to squeeze it too hard to release it, and it's kind of obnoxious. And if I make it any looser, they don't hold at all because I'm using kind of cheap, hard. It's that Zorro TPU, which is really too hard for that. I could get like Ninja Flex or something that would probably be better, but I'm not sure I like them dangling like that anymore. I think I want to do the same thing, put a flat piece of plywood on the wall and just hang them proper, like, which is what I think I'm going to do next, but not next right now. Not next today, but the next time I go to do anything on this here cleat wall. I don't know. How are you there, tripod? Did your brother ever show up and help you finish your aluminum flat wall stuff? I wish I could afford something like that. I'd almost like to alternate it, like do sections of black and then sections of white. I like the black, but in here I think it would be too dark. But I'd like to do like the black, like from here about halfway up the window, and then do white on the top where the light hits the white and shines back down. I think that would look cool too. But can't afford it, so we got plywood and particle board because that's what I got. It's everything in here. There's literally not a piece of wood here that I purchased. These are all like old shelves somebody gave me, or plywood from frickin' actually a lot of this white plywood like that I just used are actually my old bed frame for my old hospital style bed I used to have that I built a wooden frame for it, so it looked good and had drawers and boxes and storage under it, which I got rid of all that because I got a new bed because the old bed was old and worn out and new mattresses didn't fit it, and I got one that's an actual hospital bed that lifted up. The head leans up. I didn't get the leg lifter. I just got the head lifter. That was a long time ago. Like 10 years ago, I switched beds. But I saved all the plywood because that was good quality plywood. It was just big, long sheets of it, ripped to a foot. Then the actual cleats are actual shelves from my brother's house that came with the oak. When I got all this old oak, he had like 10 sheets of plywood all ripped to 1 foot width. I was like, I'll take it all and make shelves out of it. No, I'll make something out of it. And I made a cleat wall out of it. I still got 2 or 3 pieces left. Oh, you got 1 piece left. 1 piece left. Still got left. Oh well. I made a lot of stuff out of it. Everything's scrap. I use scrap. I like scrap for this kind of crap. I want to redo my battery holders too. There's a lot. I'm just not motivated. I'm not highly motivated today. It got really hot all of a sudden, like in the last hour. I mean, like super hot. I think it's like 85, 90 degrees out now already. It was like 60 out a couple hours ago. It was kind of cool and nice. And now it's hot and miserable. So I got a bunch of junk over there I need to find a place to store. Stuff. I need to remake the battery charger holders. They were a good idea, they just don't function really well. I think I'm just gonna, instead of making it a shelf, I'm gonna make it an angled wall. You look at my battery holders over there. Over here. Battery chargers. They're like at an angle and everything. They're all fine, but they need to be either a lot lower because I keep knocking my knuckles into the battery holder shelf because that's a shelf that just holds charged batteries, or it's just a weird angle. It's not. I don't think it's steep enough. I did it at a 45, and I need to do it at like a really steep angle, like just 20 degrees or 22 degrees off the wall, just so it's not flat on the wall and the battery slides in easier. And I just swallowed wrong. But now I'm out of water. That figures. And I got to sort through some stuff and get rid of it. The other thing I think I want to do, anyone want to buy some really cool freaking, like Hitachi Dremel tool things, die grinders. They're actually supposed to be die grinders, but they're not. But utility tool. I have 3 of them because and they work beautifully. I have no problems with them. I have one that's still brand new in the box. The only thing I've ever used out of it is the battery. These work really well. These are way better. These are old Hitachi too. Before Hitachi got stupid cheap and got bought out, which is why they were on sale. Um, I bought one. I used it for years and years and years, and absolutely loved it. And they were like 100, 150 bucks. And went into Lowe's one day, and they were on sale for like 25 bucks a piece. So I bought two more for no reason. And the battery was more money than the whole kit was for the whole tool. So I was like, frick yeah. So I gave one to my father, and one just sat, and I just took the battery out of it. So I have one of these that's brand spanking new. But with the Milwaukee stuff, I'd kind of like to get rid of the whole battery charger, everything. I mean, there's nothing wrong with these other than I think I just like the Milwaukee because of the batteries. I'd like to get rid of the Hitachi batteries. Again, there's nothing wrong with them. They're just they're Hitachi instead of Milwaukee, and I have Milwaukee everything. I think they're 10 volt instead of 12 too. Are these 12 volt? Yeah, they're 12 volt, 12 volt peak. They work freaking awesome. But I don't use it a lot. I mean, I use it once a month, maybe twice on the average, maybe a little more than that. A lot of times, like I was cutting the nail heads with the grinder. I would normally use this, not that big grinder, to cut those nails off. Simple curmudgeon. Um, I would normally use this to cut the little points of the screws where they pop through off. I'd do it with this. But I didn't have a head on it, and that already had the grinder cutter on it. But this is a lot lighter and easier and faster, and they have plenty of power. These Hitachis. I'd rather. I want to go to the Milwaukee's just again because of batteries and limit my battery stash to all one brand. And Milwaukee currently has the best variety of 12 volt tools. And I don't really need 18-volt tools. I have plenty of those already. And I don't want a bunch of different batteries and different chargers and different everything. I'm at the point now in life where I just want stuff to be all the same and easy. I kind of regret getting rid of this though because I love these. These work really well. Actually, they work really, really well. But I think I want to get rid of them. I think what I'll do is just eBay them or put them on Facebook Marketplace and get rid of all three of them in a big pack for $100, and that should give me enough money to buy the one Milwaukee one. Brandy spanking new. And I think that's what I want to do, actually, the more I think about it. I think I'll clean this up and sell them off. I just keep them if I use them a lot, but I use them so seldom, having the extra batteries and the extra chargers and the extra tool in the way. Where if I get the Milwaukee one, I can literally put it like right here or right on this shelf, and that's it. It's just the tool. I probably wouldn't even buy it with batteries. I have enough batteries now. Not that you ever have enough batteries. You never have enough batteries. Never have enough batteries. Anyone would ever tell you have enough batteries because you don't. Sculpting and Blender. Sculpting. Yeah, I thought what you're doing. It's actually you're doing good considering you just started actually better than what I do, and I've actually been sculpting in the computer. I used to do better, a lot better. I've been sculpting since God mid '90s when they first came out with sculpting stuff back in the day that was affordable before even ZBrush. But then I kind of got out of it, and now they're so technical and they're more about the controls and the features than they are just actually sculpting. Sculptors, I still think is the best basic, everyday sculpting software ever made. I wish they'd frickin' just bring it back as a separate app. ZBrush bought Sculpt This Out and actually integrated it into ZBrush and ZBrush Core. But it again, it's all controlly and there's weird like I don't know. There's too many hit 8 buttons while you do one thing, and then you have to hit 8 more buttons. No, I'm not covering the window. I know what you're saying, but I have the windows because I like the sunlight. And the stream is not as important as my sunlight, Jerry. I like my sunlight. I like my air. This garage door is wide open. It's got a screen over it, but that's a big old garage door right there with the screens over it. And I don't care about the streaming. The streaming is secondary. Bright sunlight is primary. Yes, I know it's bright and it's washing out. And my video quality with this thing is not great anyways. So not too concerned about it bleaching out a little bit around the light. It's not that big a deal. Here, I'll leave it away. Cut it off. There you go. That better? Then you get to see all the cool tools. I got lots of old tools. Everything's old. These are all old. The only thing that's fairly new is this. I'm not sure one of these two DeWalt came with the CNC, which you can just see the corner of right here. The other DeWalt I've had for years. Years and years. Lots of paint cans. What else do I got here? Very old. Let's see. That's an extremely old, like, I'm thinking like early, mid-90s, mid-late 90s. That's a hand planer, electric hand planer, and then a matching Makita sander. Both of them are corded, not even cordless. And then all the chargers and batteries. And then way over here is just a total junk shelf. And then up here, which you can only see the first two of, but there's a whole rack of my actual Makita. Let's spin around so you can see all my Makita drills and impacts and grinders. And I got to put the grinder back thinking of that. And the oscillating tool and all the accessories that go with it. All that good stuff. Those are all my original construction job site ones. But I like my son. And then you have the big multi spindle right here with the flexible PLA. That's not even TPU. It's flexible PLA dust boot. And that thing is freaking awesome. I love that dust boot. That was my best design, and I think I like the flexible PLA over the TPU for it. It holds way better. Like, it's tight on there. I figured it would loosen up over time, and I have to really work to get this off. And it goes up and on and stays. And I've had this thing, like, dig into the side of a board, and it wouldn't knock it off. It flexed. It got out of the way, so it didn't, like, damage the CNC machine or bend anything or break anything. But it wouldn't pull it off of the unit, which I find extraordinarily awesome. That screw needed to go in the box before I put the box away. And let's put the Hitachi back. The one and only Hitachi tool I have left. And we can put the air gun away. It actually goes right here. It just kind of snaps up in there. But they don't come out as easy as they snap up in. And let's take the air out of the tank. And drain the water. Because air tanks always get water in them. If you don't drain them, they will rot. and they will blow up like a small freaking grenade if you pressurize them when the bottom rots out. You ever seen an air pressure compressor tank blow up there, Jerry, on a job site? I have. Oh, please, someone. I know all you guys are my 90% of you guys at least are my mods. Get rid of that cold dude. The whole buy your freaking followers thing. Ban him, report him, do all the killing him thing. Anyway, I think I'm done for the day. We got an hour and change in. It's just me babbling, and I'm not highly motivated. It's 1:30, kind of hot and humid. I got a bunch of work done this morning, very, very early. I had a whole bunch of crap done before you guys probably even got up. We got a couple cutting boards glued up, got some boards made, ripped to make more cutting boards. What else did I do? I did some other Cleat wall stuff this morning. Got the Milwaukee thing, and that's the other thing I got to do. I got to go inside and check there's another one of these printing. Yeah, you can have your 106. That's why I live here. 1023 in Vegas? Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's not that. It's not like extremely hot. It's just hot enough to make me annoyed. It's actually in comparison to the rest of the country because there's like a heat wave going on in some areas. It's not that hot. It's just I like 60-degree weather. I'm happy like 60 to 70 anywhere in there. I'm good. Anything over that, I'm miserable. Anything less than like 45 degrees, 40 degrees, I'm miserable. I'll take cold over hot any day. Hot and humid, you can't get away from. I mean, you can run air conditioner all day long, but I absolutely hate air conditioning. It makes my nose stuff up. And can't breathe in it. I hate air conditioning. I will hold out to turn my air conditioning on until the very last minute. Here, I usually only everyone here is already installing their air conditioners. My neighbor just did theirs this weekend. Um, I will hold out until like August, late July, early August. I'll put it in for a month. First week of September, I usually pull it. Yeah, exactly. You can get dressed. The only way to get away from heat and humidity is in air conditioning. There's no, you know, if I'm in a long sleeve shirt and a pair of gloves, and regular long pants, and I don't need like long johns or anything, I'm happy. Sweatshirt, I'm okay with that. If I have to wear gloves, I'm okay with that. But I can't stand hot, humid stickiness. And it's the humid, and that's what actually the problem here is. It's not that hot. It's humid. It's getting humid. It's not that bad yet, but it's getting there. Anyway, I'm gonna kill it. Y'all have a wonderful day. Enjoy your afternoon on a Monday. I mean, it's actually kind of nice here. There's a nice breeze. It's just you're not. I don't feel it here in the garage, even with that big garage door open. I should open that window up. Anyway, y'all have a good day. See you. Bye.